What up, though?
What's the word out here in these YouTube streets? What's going on?
For sure. Finally got in front of y'all, man. And as always, we wanted to get on here at 9, but we definitely didn't want to come back on like we did. I think it was week 4 last, or was it last? I think it was last week, I think. We came on at about 11 or something like that. So what wasn't trying to do that to y'all.
Yeah, we got an interesting one tonight, though.
Yeah, you can see Charleston White versus Charlie Kirk. Ghettos, Jews, and America's self destruction. It's a live debate. And as always, we're going to throw a number of curves at y'all, but this ending going to be strong, man. It's going to be strong. But this a hell of a interview he did over there on Say Cheese that Thought pulled up. And Thought basically put this whole thing together.
Yeah, it was a lot that stood out in that interview as far as viewpoint, historical precedent, and a few other things. So I just felt like this was a good subject to touch on and have a discussion about.
For sure. For sure. We ain't going to hold y'all long. I know we always say that. Almost like Big Mama told me one time it's like being in church. They would preach be like, I ain't gonna hold you long. You've been there 4 5 hours. we
Facts.
we got a nice amount of clips, but nothing like what it was last week. Last week we had like 45. It was crazy, but that was a real deep subject. We tried to keep this closer. I mean, much less than what it was last week. So we probably gonna run through like a couple of these at a time to go ahead and get to the back end of this thing because that's where most of the dialogue is gonna be. But hey, oh yeah, and shout out. I don't know if I said it. Shout out to Say Cheese or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
shout out to Shay Cheese, Sean Cotton over there.
for sure.
Shout out to Charleston White. He always in the city. So
Facts, facts,
maybe we
facts.
can link up with him next time he touch down.
That would be a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing for real. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pop this thing off, man, and hit you with this first one.
But I'm telling Kirk and all this people, black people are not y'all problem. We're not building missiles like North Korea and shooting them to the shores of Canada. We didn't take your planes and run them into the building. We ain't done none of that. All the crime that white people is complaining about is black on black. Mm-hmm. There's not a high black on white crime rate. Yeah. I wish it was, because when I was a kid,
that one part, yeah, he was about to go in it.
Yeah. Anybody who's interested should check out that entire interview. It's a long one, but it gives
it's
you a lot of perspective.
It does. It does. And I know we're gonna run through a couple, but I think we need to touch on this one. And what he's saying right there is important because oftentimes you hear individuals like Mark Dice and I guess she's our sister Carmen JC always speaking on black and black issues, what's going on with black people, so on and so forth. But black people, whatever we do with each other. We don't go over in somebody else's neighborhood, not saying it should be right or it's good, or it's with some other ethnic group doing anything to nobody. Y'all can constantly complaining about what we doing, but what we doing don't affect you. We have never attacked the government. There are certain groups that has. We ain't
Facts.
never. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never rebelled and went in somebody else's area tearing something up. If we did it in our own area.
Factuals. Like it's crazy how they'll claim they're under attack, but when you look at who's attacking them, it's them.
Exactly. And how can you look at 13% of the population, 13% now, as being such a huge and present danger? When, as Thought just said, you look at the statistics, it's them. I mean, look at what's going on lately and what they doing to each other. Mormon churches, churches, schools, and they losing their damn mind.
Exactly, and it's a particular group,
Yeah,
and
facts.
and and, and for them to try to demonize an entire other group that has not historically been a threat to them, who
At
has
all.
in fact been the opposite, have been the victim of the violence from them, it's just insane.
Yeah, but we got some more for y'all. So we're gonna slide some on a couple more of these.
Nobody but Americans. They play race with us. It's white nationality that they embrace. They white nationalist ideologies. That's why you hear that governor of Utah say, we was hoping it was somebody else, because they really want to hate.
Now, that's crazy. And I mean, hoping it was somebody else. I mean, wow. And I mean, how could you say that you're in Utah? I think that's they
Yeah. Like what somebody else could there be?
in Utah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like 90% European. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, who were you expecting?
Yeah, I mean that's that was interesting. But let's go and hit this next one. You got some thoughts?
No, I was just saying, like, we all would have been shocked if it was anyone else.
Yeah, it would have been like, what you doing? What the hell you doing
Right,
over
like,
there?
how'd this happen?
Somebody must have gave him a ride over there or something.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Especially politics. That's the biggest con game sham. I'm playing con, homie. I'm not a Republican. I'm a smart. I'm not a Democrat. I don't give a fuck about being Republican or Democrat. I'm playing on both parties because both parties is dumb. All you got to know is some basic information about history and the Constitution, and you can play both sides. Because both sides are one and the same. A group of hateful old white people that are living in white fear because they know they done everybody wrong. And their greatest nightmare is one day somebody sits over them. They're losing their country and they blaming they. We ain't sent 9 grams of fentanyl across the borders that's destroying they white kids that's overdosing on fentanyl and opioids.
That's true.
We ain't sent now motherfucking me coronavirus, especially politics.
Now, let me state this. I should have stated this in the beginning. This is a conversation. This is a conversation based on where we thinking that this country is right now, because we're at a spot of pivotal point. And we've come to a number of these points a few times throughout our history. But we at a point that me and Thought feel that we're about to go into a whole nother economic system. This is something I told y'all before that happens every 100 to 150 years in the Western world. But this one's going to shake out a little different. So what we're doing, we're trying to have an honest conversation. This conversation is not at any particular race or anybody's personal belief.
Yeah, this is no personal attacks on groups, individuals, or anything else.
It's not. It's just a conversation, and we're trying to be honest about each particular group. And this should be a conversation that should just be the genesis of this in the beginning, because this is a conversation that has to happen because it's tearing us apart. That's the reason we're having this conversation. That's the reason why we have the receipts that we have in this particular video on the back end, like we do, because it's going to take a twist, so we can entertain different concepts and different ideas that hopefully we can have the conversation to try to settle some of this craziness, because it's tearing this country apart. Okay, so we're going to slide on another one.
So they want to try to make it color don't matter. Color matter to them about everything. That's why they put race in place. Mm-hmm. When race don't matter to nobody but Americans. They play race with us. It's white nationality that they embrace. They white nationalist ideologies. That's why you hear that governor of Utah say, we was hoping it was somebody else, because they really want to hate.
Okay, now here we got a twist for y'all.
Elon responds and he says, you have said the actual truth. Now, we don't know what part Elon is saying is the actual truth. So let's go through this. Again, it's double negatives and misuse of the word disinterested. It's a strange tweet that Elon pinpointed on here. but the first part is absolutely true. Let's go to this. Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. Now, I don't like generalizations. Not every Jewish person believes that. But it is true, the Anti-Defamation League was part and parcel with Black Lives Matter. It is true that some of the largest financiers of left-wing anti-white causes have been Jewish Americans. They went all in on woke, and it wasn't just ADL. It was some of the top Jewish organizations in the country that have done that.
Now, I played that after the two Charleston White things to show you the consistency of what he's saying. And we told you in a former video we did before, I believe last Sunday, that you having a divorce that's going on that has always been a tumultuous relationship for the last millennium to 1,500 years. You have two groups of people that's at it, but one group that has been the bully and has been robbing and extorting this other group. And the group that has been getting robbed and extorted are the Jewish people. Now, don't get in your feelings, because we got the receipts and we're coming with the receipts with some history. So a lot of what's going on, as Charleston White stated, when we fighting each other, meaning, it ain't got nothing to do with y'all, why y'all always talking about us? Why y'all always targeting us when we have done nothing to you at all? He also spoke about politics being a con. He said he played both sides in a number of videos he did. And that's what we tried to say to our kinfolk. Don't get hung up on this Democrat, Republican, and all that. Because I'm being honest, I'm more conservative. I've always been conservative. My grandfather, which was a mulatto man, is conservative. But that don't mean that it's conservative in the sense of what my cousin, Dr. Claude Anderson, describes. And it don't mean I'm a racist. But I'm voting in my best interest, or what I feel the best interest is for my people, because the Democrat end, this ain't about what, no, I'm not trying to convince nobody no different way, but I'm just looking at where we are now since we first started voting Democrat to, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, this is a conversation for us, and what Fubu say, by us, or whatever. That's what this conversation is. Let's get these two comments over here.
Yeah, shout out to Moore in the house.
What up, though, Moore? Say, you know what, Moore? I don't care what you do today. You ain't gonna be able to turn part-time psychic today and be able to call the dice before they start rolling. Because yesterday, man, this joke was up in yesterday. Thought he damn it did half my show in the comment section. I'm like, damn, man, you plotting on me or something? You know what I'm saying? He was hitting on it. He was hitting on his thing though, like he always do. But I got him at the end with that twist. He wasn't ready for that twist. Okay, what we got here? We got okay,
Yeah, Deontay Jacobs.
Okay, Jay, this
welcome, brother.
Yeah, this is his first time, ain't it? Yeah. Peace to you, brother. Happy to see you in here. We ain't doing nothing but building off of this thing. Happy to have you in here for sure. Peace to the chat. That's what's up. You get more down there clowning. Yes, we're gonna go and get back to this thing. Okay. Where we at? Okay, here we go right here. I think this is where we at.
Just like with Gilly the Kid, I showed empathy for Charlie Kirk. But boy, just as soon as I saw the next day that white people and media outlets were saying we can't say nothing bad about Charlie Kirk, they said you can't nobody. So
people are losing jobs. So
I done lost. So they just added 8 more shows. So I will book every week from here to December 31st. I done lost at least 10 shows. I don't give a damn. Who gonna tell me what I can?
Now, that's an interesting point, but let's hit this other one.
You had Glenn Beck, you had Rush Limbaugh, you had Bill O'Reilly. They could not connect with the young people the way Obama did with white young people. Mitt Romney couldn't do it. Donald Trump really couldn't do it. So they needed a young figurehead. They tried to get Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross' group is too young. That's why he got to interview the president. They needed somebody who didn't embrace the way Aiden and them did. They needed somebody that could whitewash, that could be a great white hope, that seemed like a perfect symbol. They found Charlie. Charlie liked it, he just don't love the culture. He's not indoctrinated into the culture. He has a lot of black friends. He has a lot of compassion. He's not a racist. He's a good speaker like Dr. King. He's their Dr. King. Dr. King, what they wanted him, they made him that. He was just a charismatic leader that can speak.
And this is what I think we have to come to understand. The same way we talk about these rappers, how they out there pretending and things of that sort. Mm-hmm. And we think that that's just limited to our ethnic group.
Exactly.
At 8, we did this in the last video. At 18 years old, when Charlie Kirk came out of school, allegedly, according to some things that I've seen, they started that turning point and started that boy out with like, I think 20 to 40 million. This boy had a staff of like, was it 70 people? No, I think it was 600. A full staff that was being paid. So just imagine all the budgeting and money that he was receiving. The video I did yesterday, when Diddy was talking about starting his black party. And I showed y'all this joint right here. You know, he was talking about being tired of being broke, not having money. And it said we want to get something done, we're gonna have to have some money. And that's the only way we're gonna get it done. And start talking about the $2 trillion buying power that we had and the whole nine. Stuff I've said to y'all before. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we got to realize. And stop going so hard on all these, what they call them, like them dog whistles that the Democratic Party throw out. As soon as we hear racism, we just start flipping. Racism, it's a trigger word for us. And we just start going, and whatever the narrative, we just start attacking instead of thinking it through.
Yeah, for us, like, race is such an emotional issue. The minute it's brought up, it's all emotion for us instead of logic.
It is. It is. You know, so, I mean, we got to stop thinking like these people out here hustling, man. And Charlie Kirk did have a nice amount of black friends. But when it came time for him to get on the mic, he was hustling. And let's just be honest. There was a need for Charlie Kirk in this society, and look at how they then took this man's death and what they're using it for now.
Yeah, they deified him.
They in a whole nother start saying his vocal cords was like the Man of Steel, the bullet popped off of it, and just cooking up all type of madness to use this narrative for their own political purposes, and they don't seem to be serving our interests at all. At all. But let's slide on this next one.
So the more I research Charlie Kirk,
you know what? I don't know. Excuse me, y'all. I don't know what the hell this thing been doing lately. It's been acting real crazy.
So they want to try to make, just like with Gilly the Kid. I showed you had Glenn Beck, you had Rush Limbaugh, you had Bill O'Reilly.
Okay, sorry about that, people. This thing was acting crazy, man.
So the more I researched Charlie Kirk, the more I saw he was a white Charleston White. I'm not a black Charlie Kirk. He's a white Charleston White because he talking crazy to about nigga shit. But he's also promoting free speech. He's also saying there's no such thing as hate speech. So the shit that I'm saying, Charlie would clap for. Even though it's wrong, he has a right to it. So I'm saying white folks are pure hypocrites. Look at them. This is what Charlie stood for. The very exact thing that I'm doing, telling the masses of people, you, we need shootings. This was good for Charlie because we get to keep our rights. Even Charlie said that. Charlie said we need these shootings to keep our rights. So what the are they crying for? And I'm saying what I say all the time. Homie, we need police shootings, my nigga. Police shooting bring niggas together. We need, don't I say that?
Yeah.
So me and Charlie are one and the same. So why would white people come up against me? Because I'm black. I was their boy. I was their boy spoke for. So
Excuse that damn what's that damn thing? Cap cut thing. I
Yeah.
pay for my damn cap cut. And now since the damn America then took it over, they done threw that junk on the back of my what's name again. I'm paying. I ain't supposed to have that. When you don't pay that stuff, let me stop venting. I'm tripping. But I've been mad about that, man. But I be forgetting to take them damn things off. You know, anyway. So, but that point right there he made was a very good point about the hypocrisy and how it's not consistent. And he going on saying crazy stuff that he's saying, but it's protecting freedom of speech. But it appears to be cool when it's one way, benefiting the narrative that may make you feel better or enable certain people's ability to feel better, even though they know things is really changing. You know what I'm saying? So that's important to point out. But it's about to get real thick, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. We're about to hit this next one, and then we're about to get off into the woods on this, okay? So here we go.
he almost drowned out her forgiveness because there was somewhat of a cheer in the center of the arena. You didn't hear no other cheer around, but there was a section of cheer in a small section of that arena that you hear some people applaud to hate. And there's nothing that, and this is what I used to tell myself when I used to say, man, I hate you, Dad. I used to go in the shower and say, man, God, please don't let my heart be hard toward my own people. Because I know there's nothing that nothing good can do with a heart full of hate. Saying good, man, love and hate and good can't coexist in a heart with hate in it. So for our president to confess that, what comes out of a man's mouth is in his heart. And he pressed it, he was proudly saying it. So pride comes before destruction. So what I believe what we're seeing now is the destruction of white America, not America.
That's important.
Very powerful.
That is an important distinction. That's why I keep telling y'all, stay out of these people's business. Yes, we're all Americans. Yes, we all love America. But this fight that's going on ain't got nothing to do with you. It has to do with groups that's been fighting over the last 1,000 to 1,500 years. And we got to get ready to start showing y'all some of this. This don't have nothing to do with you in that capacity. Okay, you've been brought up so much and you've been mentioned so much in every conversation for one reason. You are globally popular around the world. Anytime your name is mentioned, anytime anything about you is referred to, everybody, Chinese, Arab, Japanese, whomever, they want to see what you're doing. Because your culture has changed the world. As I did the other day, Puffy showing whatever we wear, whatever our hair, what we got on, what we talking about, how we dancing, everybody is emulating that. So at the end of the day, don't be too upset with people on the internet saying what they saying, because guess what? Somebody gonna click when your name is in that title. And when you're on the internet, it's a whole nother world, and it's all about the clicks. They trying to get a check. Everybody's getting a check off you. So that's important to remember, but pay attention. He talked about the hate. The hate is going on real strong right now. So this next video, I need you to pay attention to.
And by the past, I mean the pre-colonial past, because you're not going to be able to do like you did in that past anymore. You're not going to be able to do colonization like you did back in those days. Your opportunities and your capacity for colonization are over. So the UK is going to return to what it always was throughout history prior to colonization. It's going to be poor, sickly, violent, and miserable, engaged in constant tension and conflict with the rest of Europe, with their neighbors and with the rest of Europe. That's your past and that's your future. You only got rich through stealing and through pillage of the global south. And you know, these are the same people who will say, well, you know, the Jews were kicked out of so many countries. There must be a reason. There has to be a reason for that. Never grasping that the hatred and supremacism that leaks out of your pores gives us the answer. They hate Jews, they hate Muslims, they hate Africans, they hate Mexicans, they hate immigrants. It's endless. Who don't you hate? And always their malice is cast as if it's their victim's fault.
Look at all the hate that's going on. Every time you turn around, somebody's being hated. Hated for what? And now the hate has been eating at certain people so long to now they're going back to their original hate, which has always been each other. Now, I'm hearing Pete Hegseth, the guy that's running
the Secretary of War.
I'm hearing he's so freaked out and paranoid, he thinking something's going to happen to him. All these jokers around here afraid. Then you got the people that's on the liberal side that's afraid. We about to play something in a minute from Stephen Miller. And when he was talking at Charlie Kirk's funeral. It's getting bananas. The hate must be on sale right now. But hold on.
Because everybody got it.
Unfortunately. Here we go.
What they're doing to black people is no different than what Hitler did to the Jews in Germany. The media.
Now let me stop this. And I know you out there, more. I hope you're still out there. This man just did this video the other day. What day was it, Thought?
I want to say this was like Tuesday.
And I did the video I did talking about the parallels between blacks and Jews. A few of y'all got upset at me. Moore was patient enough, you know what I'm saying, to let me get my thing off, me and Thought, before he came back. And he told me, keeping it 100, he was coming for my head until he got a chance to see. Okay, good to see you still out there. And now you come back and you see Charleston White just spoke on it right here. But hold on, because he spoke on it because he see what's going on. I'm starting to think more. I'm starting to think like what you said. People watching my videos, man. You're seeing me and Thought get out and swagger jacking us. You know, here we go.
They're doing to black people is no different than what Hitler did to the Jews in Germany. The media, laws, rhetoric, and propaganda. So between Hollywood entertainment, paint us as thugs, criminals, killers, rapists, abusive men. So that's one entity projecting us in a demeaning light. Then you got the news media. Every night you showing crime. Nigga, they got different terms for us. You haven't heard this little white kid be called a monster, be called a savage, the things that they say about us. Nigga, they soft with him. They're making excuses for him. He was a good kid till he got with the transsexual, start fucking the Democratic boy. So they
that boy, that man know he wild with the stuff he be saying, man. But it'd be a lot of truth to what he be saying, man. Be a lot of truth to it. We'll get. Oh, you see, I hope baby mama out there too. You see this joker here, Thought.
Mm-hmm.
He said I had him hot, and he was ready to come for me too. And I gave him a heads up. I dropped the video. I gave him a heads up. But Bruce came for my head, man. He came for my head. But more at least gave me a chance. But now you see more. You starting to see it coming out. And this stuff me and Thought been talking about. Actually, I've been talking about it with baby mama too. You know, but right here we about to get off into that whole little thing that hold on, I think let me see. Oh yeah, there she go. There she go. Yeah. You got
What up,
Morgan.
more?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So now we're gonna go ahead and get off into this thing, get deeper off into it. Now check this out.
The cities. They produced the art and our ancestors built the cities. They produced the art and architecture. They built the industry. What do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing. You are wickedness. You are jealousy. You are envy. You are hatred. You are nothing. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create.
Scary that people applauded that, because you know who said it first? This guy. Joseph Goebbels in 1935. He was Hitler's chief propagandist. Goebbels said, "The Jews produce nothing. He creates nothing. He builds nothing." That memorial wasn't grief, it was fucking propaganda. Stephen Miller, a Jewish man, stood there and regurgitated the exact language of fascist regimes that hated Jews, destroyed democracies, and justified violence. That memorial wasn't grief, it was a production. They turned a funeral into a campaign ad, part WWE theatrics and part religious revival. And none of this is coincidence. They're following the blueprint. Nazis used it to convince Germans that they were in great Jewish danger. They are weaponizing a killing to sell a story, that they're righteous and the other side is wrong, and that anyone who disagrees with them is not just wrong, but less than human. That's how they harden a movement and make escalation seem righteous. And history has shown us where this road goes, right back to 1930s Berlin. When you turn a funeral into a rally, when you recycle fascist rhetoric at a memorial, you're not honoring the dead, you're exploiting them. And the fact that they can't see or won't see how dangerous that is, that blindness is how democracies collapse, not with force, but with applause.
Now I'm gonna tell y'all what I think gonna go down. I said this yesterday. I see the comment, give me a minute. I said this yesterday. I said the Jewish people are in a situation. Now, they teamed up with us before. We got the civil rights joint passed. That's how they were able to create ADL or whatever. Then we found out recently that I think Moore already knew this, that they was actually financing the Black Lives Matter. Now, Thought told me, no, was this Thought or was this Moore the other day? I'm trying to think, told me about, I think it was you, Thought, told me about the, I don't know, about Marcus Garvey. No, this was Ja. This was Ja. Told me about Marcus Garvey and the funding he had and things like this. So my point is this, and this is the hypothesis I'm gonna make. I'm in silly season. Come for me if you want. But I'm getting on the record first on the net, and I'm gonna tell y'all, we're gonna get reparations, and the Jews gonna help us get it. I'm standing on that. They gonna help us get it, because they the one that helped us get the second Civil Rights Act. There's a first one now, but the second one, and I'm standing on that. Let me get these comments. This is stupid. Okay, Mr. Anderson, could you please explain why you feel that it's stupid? I would like to see that. Let's see how knowledgeable you are. Or if you're just trolling, we like trolls too. Hit the like, hit the thumbs up and the heart and all that. You can even hit some laughing emojis if you want to. That's fine. But I would like to hear your point. When we talk in here, this open. We discuss whatever.
You're free to voice your opinion, and we would like your perspective. We don't quiet voices that we disagree with.
Not at all.
That's what the government do.
Yeah, we want to hear you, but be ready. Be ready. Come with the facts, because we're gonna challenge you. For those who haven't once you get the book, you'll see the thanks, Moore. I'm telling you, I promise you, if you get this book, and this is my book right here. Let me move more out the way. You know what I'm saying? This is my book right here. This gives you the whole formula, the spiritual currency. And it'll throw a lot of people off, but you see the matrix thing behind it. The whole system we're staying and we're living up under is basically, it's an economic system. It's basically an accountant ledger. This book breaks that down for you. It's on Amazon. It's 100 pages, or you can do it audio book, and you can listen to it. But it takes you all the way back. It shows you what happened before the Nicene Council. And I'm about to show you something. Because Constantine, to start the Nicene Christianity, because Christianity was before Constantine, to start that, he borrowed money from, is a town called Lombardy, just like the Lombardi trophy for football. Lombardy, he went to those Jewish merchants and borrowed money. You had different kings, and you had different, and the Pope worked directly with the Jews and borrowed money. The Jews financed the whole spine and the whole creation of Europe, because Europe, or the countries in Europe, was created out of treaties that was done with the clans, not clans as we understand it, but clannish people from over in Europe. And that's how I got the different names of the different states over there, based after the names of those particular clans. But it was done according to treaties that were done with their kings over there with the Pope. And they all signed under Pope, gave sovereignty over to the Pope, to give Pope basically the authority to make economic decisions that they all participated in. But when they were fighting each other, they had to pay the money back to the Jewish people. And whenever they didn't want to pay them, they kick them out the country, or they go rob them and things like that. But hold on, I'm about to show y'all some more. You need to get this book. You need to get this book. And I'm so confident about this book. Baby mama edited it, I'm tell you that, because if I wrote it by myself, you won't understand nothing. I will give you your money back. I will cash out you your money back. And I stand on that. Okay. I think Mr. Anderson has something else to say down here. Let's see. Okay. Why do we deserve reparations? Okay. Let me look at this second we got here too. Okay. This is nonsense. I'm bouncing. Okay, well, maybe we still there, we left or whatever. The reason why reparations is deserved. Reparations is deserved because the reparations that are deserved is based on the concept when Europe decided to create corporations. The agreement called the Magna Carta of 1213 that was created between the barons of England after the Pope had done agreement with the King of England a year and a half prior to that. The Magna Carta means Magna, Great, Carta, Charter, Great Charter. If you look up the word charter in the legal definition or regular definition, it will show you that charter basically means corporation. So Magna Carta created the first form of corporation. And up under the Magna Carta, if you look 3 years prior or after that, you'll see, no, 5 years after that, they created the temples of London. It was 4 temples. And in those 4 temples, you had the law that was born. They created the bench for the judges. They created attorneys. And they created a legal system that would govern this new world of commerce. So the robber barons that were robbing city-states, they became charters. And they received charters. And under those charters, they would get holdings in which they could tax people and the whole nine. They had kick money up to the king, and the king would have to give money to the Pope. So when they came over to America, that the parent company was the London Company and the Plymouth Company. And they gave birth to the Virginia Company for the state of Virginia, so on and so forth. But those were also charters, and the king had to sign for those charters. So all your corporations were formerly known as charters, but structured as such. So all the countries or the different ships that was bringing slaves over to the United States, were charters. A lot of those corporations are still around today. So those corporations that are around and the governments that are still around that sanctioned it are responsible for it. So that's why reparations is owed. I don't feel that no individual white T person owed reparations because you might not know you were slaves as well.
Exactly. Before us and much longer than us. The word slave itself describes you, not us.
Slavic. Slavic. The first four letters of that, of Slavic, is where slave came from. And Julius Caesar was the first. Well, not I'm gonna say the first because you guys were always considered property. But he moved a lot of y'all and sold y'all to Muslims. Okay, but I'm sure he's still not around. So because he didn't want to hear the truth. So as I state all the time, you know, we always open for the conversation. You bounced because you didn't want to get the rest of this work. I wish you would have stayed because I'd have loved to hear. I would love to.
And then my whole thing is I don't even go that in depth with individuals when they have statements like that. I just give them the baseline. For me, it's the reparations are due not because I'm black. It's because if I am what you say I am, an American citizen, you have deprived me of inclusion into this economic system on which America, the government, and everything else is based upon. So how can I not be due legal remedy?
Well, I mean, you at the end of the day, I understand what you're saying, but you're gonna get a bunch of pushback on that.
And that's
Even
fine.
though I understand, but this
Because these fools not getting the truth, no way.
well, they not because they don't know a lot of the history. But I don't want to get too deep in that because I don't want people to get. But I hear what you're saying. Who is this right here? What is that? How you say that name there?
Pen
Panjo.
joke too.
Okay.
Yeah, give reps all you want, but the same black people be broke now will be broke in 2 months if you get the money out. That's not the discussion
No,
here.
but hold on. Let's entertain it. Based on your theory, unfortunate, and I see all the explanation marks behind. You're probably gone now. That doesn't make sense. This is the reason why it doesn't make sense. I don't know if you've seen over the last few years. I know this year they're saying black people have the purchasing power of 1.6 to 1.8 trillion. It's projected to be 2 trillion by 2030. Now you're saying we're going to be broke in 2 months. That makes no sense, sir. And this is what I'm talking about right here. You can't have an honest conversation without hatred coming up. And this is the most unfortunate part for you, sir, if you're still there. As I stated to Mr. Dyke, Mark Dice, and the Common JCs and that other world, you cannot win any confrontation. And everybody's coming to us, for us, without us. You can't win it alone. You won't have no America without us. So a lot of the foolishness that you on and people like you are on, you need to stop because it is a threat to our existence. And this is most unfortunate that you so filled with hate that you don't want to see anybody else with something that's based on, I'm assuming you're a conservative, I'm a conservative, that's based on hard work. You have a generation of people, no, multi-generation of people that helped start this country. You did too because you were a slave as well. And you have a problem with a corporation returning the monies for the free labor that they had. I didn't say nothing should come from your pocket, sir. I said the corporations that benefited and the structures that still are around today, like Chase of Manhattan, that admitted in a congressional hearing that they benefited from the labor of slaves. But you are the one that wants to come with hate that's destroying this country. Let me correct this camera. And sir, you should be ashamed of yourself. Here's he got. I'm gonna get you all the comments in a minute, people. Hold on. Without financial education first. Financial education first. Sir, business is pragmatic. Business is pragmatic. And guess what? If we survive this long without anything, for the most part, I think we'll be okay. But I can accept a comment like this. But the comment you made prior to that, that's so unfortunate. And it's beneath you. Okay. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry, folks. We're just having a conversation. Okay. We're going to look at one of your other comments here, sir. And then we're going to, because we got other people on here we got to show some love to. It's not hate, it's facts. Okay, well, give me the facts. You give grant to broke white people and the same, you assume I hate without any facts. Sir, everything that I've stated to you, I've given you facts. I've not made nothing up. Now, what you're giving me here are your feelings. Now, I can understand why you would say that, because just as you have, and it's not me saying this is a historical name that comes from Britain. You have your crackers and you have your rednecks that this would probably apply to. And you know what? We have our rednecks. According to Thomas Sowell, he called ours black rednecks. So you're probably right. But we cannot continue to judge a small group of people and basically give that label to the whole culture. That's unfortunate, because guess what? As I stated in the video before, everybody gets a group of these little weird souls. Sir, I'm sure you got some of your family that you try to keep certain people away from because they so, God has given us all some of these special souls that we are responsible for. So stop the shenanigans. Stop the shenanigans, sir. Because at the end of the day, there's no America anymore without me or without you. So at the end of the day, we better fucking figure it out. Because if we don't, you're going to be in a bad spot and I'm going to be in it with you. So don't stop thinking you're alone. We beyond the point of that right now. You guys about to go to war with Iran. You got Russia. You got China on our back. Cut it out. Cut it out. Respectfully. And hey, subscribe. Come join. Come have a conversation with us. Okay. Now I missed some of the other people on here. We got bogged down there, but it's a good conversation, people. It's a good conversation, and nobody's wrong. We're all sharing our opinions, and we give the facts. That's all it is, and we learning. That's what it is. There ain't nothing to be upset with nobody about, or none of that. Okay, I can care less about reparations. Bring back our gold and whatever else stolen. Oh, okay. Everybody gets to state what they feel. What's up, baby mama? Give them history. Oh yeah, get the book. Get the book. It's there. Yeah, get the book. It's all, and the thing about the book is not my feelings. Let me show the book again. It's not my feelings. Everything that I'm stating in here, I'm pulling and I'm showing you exactly the books that I got it from. All the authors in this book, in this particular book that I did, are scholars, well-renowned scholars. Well-renowned scholars. Okay, let's catch up with some of these comments. Okay, you ain't shamming me, fool. My best friend till he died was black. Oh my God. Now you want to talk about your best friend. Okay, that's great. My best friend now is Cuban. You are the ones, plural, hating. Hating on what, my good friend? Hating on what? We're having a conversation in here. I don't know why. We're not even talking crazy to you. We're just having a conversation. But let me see here. Then I got to get back to the show. Let me see. What do you say here?
Yeah, he was that family member, the one that was kept away from everyone. So I understand why you would have the perspective you have, and no one's saying you're wrong in the aspect of it. This is a discussion about a bigger issue and a historical precedent that has been set, that has been realized, and we're living through. We're not here discussing what ifs. We're discussing what wills and what has.
Yeah, and for the purpose of trying to move the conversation forward, expand the conversation to try to find a way, and find our way forward. And guess what? Within this, we got to have difficult conversations. What you're saying is necessary. What you're saying is necessary because there's people that feel the way that you do, and we want
Exactly. And your viewpoint is valid
yeah,
based upon your perspective, your realization in your life.
yeah,
That's
and
true to you. That's your truth.
and we don't all have to agree. It's not necessary that we agree. That's one of the things Charlie Kirk was talking about. Being able to have a conversation, and you don't have to agree on everything. You can agree to disagree, but you should be able to coexist within that and unite around a concept, whether it's America or whatever it is. But that has to happen. We're beyond the point now of where it can't happen. We've been skating on the edge of
Oblivion
insanity.
for the longest.
You know what I'm saying? We can't do it no more. We're gonna have to figure it out. Okay. Let me see. Primo and Thought, you've struck a nerve. Well, I mean, I'm happy to have a conversation with trolls. As long as we're gonna have a honest conversation. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm willing to talk with anybody. Thought is too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down for the conversation.
Why doesn't it matter what we do with our money? The Native Americans thought they needed financial managers and got deleted and robbed by them. Okay. This is my man Preem. Happy to see you in here, Preem. You see, we got a little action. And what Preem say, Preem, and why does everyone get up in arms about us getting anything but cool? I mean, the
That's
reason
all
why,
I'm saying.
the reason why I started to play a video for him, and you know what? Since we on the subject, I'm just gonna go ahead and play the video for the gentleman and let him hear this.
At that time, see, the dominant society had acquired almost 99%, or not 100% control of everything. And so the dominant society was on a mountain and black folk were in the ditch. So what they did then, they took the word race, R-A-C-E. They took the word race, they cut the E off the end of it, and they stuck on a suffix. The suffix is ISM. ISM is a suffix that means maintain the prevailing conditions. Let nothing change. And they stuck ISM on. That's what racism is. Racism means that now that whites own and control everything and blacks own nothing, keep it that way. And that prevailed all the way up through the civil rights movement in 1960, which means that anybody who accepts the racist philosophies, it's not about who's superior, it's about who owns and controls. Therefore, the philosophy is be conservative. Let nothing move from white hands to black hands. That is racism. Let nothing move from white hands to black hands. So consequently, the dominant society developed these philosophies that say, I'm opposed to reparation, I'm opposed to affirmative action, I'm opposed to set-asides and preferential treatment for black folk, because that would put them in a position to get resources and ownership and control. That's what racism. So racism is anything that will keep black folk from changing those conditions, from getting out of that ditch. That's the issue. That issue has remained constant.
And the reason why they get these certain, and I don't want to be fair to anyone, but the reason why certain people get so high strung when black people start talking like that is because the majority of them know, like your Vlad TVs and people like that, $1.8 trillion annually. I think that would make us the richest country within ourselves out of maybe the top 6 or top 7 countries in the world annually to have that kind of power. But as our scholar just said here, and this was the former deputy commerce secretary that just spoke right here. He said that all of the money that comes into our communities are spent back out. And he gives the example of other ethnic groups gets to keep 100% of theirs and divvy up the rest of ours. So that's the reason why they're upset, because they can't have the ATVs and the bigger things and all the little toys that they want to have once we start keeping our own money and start circulating amongst ourselves. So it's a threat to them, unfortunately. Everybody don't feel like that, so I don't want to say they, as in painting everybody with a broad brush like they like to do for us. But I don't want to do that to them, you know. But we got another comment, and we're going to get back to the show, even though we had a little fireworks here. I don't know, I guess our little troll buddy may have left. What you got, Jacobs? All black folks. You still there, Thought?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All black folks want is equality, equal chance, and yeah, that's it. But I mean, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. And the Jewish brothers going to help us get it. That's why they're getting upset. And hey, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Okay. I forgot where the hell we at. Okay, we did that one. Okay, now we're about to show y'all another one. Here we go.
That dude's been unhinged last 12 days.
He's like frothing at the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me which Arab country has stepped up and said, you know what, we're going on the side of Iran. They're doing so great. Yeah, so where are they? They're nowhere. What happened to World War III? There is no World War III. They all sound like a bunch of Marxist Islamists. They don't sound like patriotic Americans. Let me be clear. This is good versus evil. You're either a patriotic American who's going to get behind the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, or you're not.
Notice what he's doing, right? He's saying you're not a patriot if you're not down with Israel.
Now they're hijacking MAGA, and they hijacking the term patriotic.
Yep. You're an anti-patriot if you're an anti-Israel.
You're an anti-Semite, you're an
anti-patriot.
Yep.
This is black and white. You're either on the side of the red, white, and blue, or you're on the other side. It's that simple. The President of the United States should help Israel, help us. Take out a nuclear...
Israel,
help Israel, help us.
...site, so these primitives don't have a missile that can hit the...
Primitives. He's pretty much calling these people cavemen.
Yeah. Photos of like Iran in the 1950s. I have. It's unbelievable.
Okay, I'm cut that short there. This is what we got to understand, people. Right now, and I don't know if y'all listen to Pete. What's his name? Pete Hegseth or
Pete Hegseth. Yeah, the Secretary of War.
Secretary of War, when he called the generals in there. That's all over the internet. I'm sure a lot of y'all didn't seen it because our community, we be up on stuff. And he started talking about the different things, but he started speaking about citizenship. He started speaking about, and I'm paraphrasing here, and he started speaking about Rome, and he started speaking about Sparta, similar to what Stephen Miller did at Charlie Kirk's funeral. Now, this is what you have to know. In Rome, as well as Sparta, you did not get guaranteed Roman or Sparta or whatever citizenship.
Had to earn it.
You had to earn it. There was no guarantee. United States, you're guaranteed American citizenship. But in those particular places, no. And the only way you could become a noble and things of that sort, you had to actually come in through the military. That was the only way. And I want to take y'all back to when you had Trump and they were speaking about we don't have nobody to work the fields as the Latino or Mexican people aren't here. And then they came back a few days later, say, no, we're going to have plenty of people. Now, what you need to pay attention to is this. They're redefining citizenship. You heard what Levan just said. And the way Hegseth was talking, basically, if you were anybody that had an ideology different than what they were talking about, you didn't deserve citizenship. And it was not based on color, people. It was based on ideology. And the way he was talking, I told Baby Mama and I told Deep Thought, I say, listen here. the way he talking, it sounds like maybe next year the Supreme Court is going to rule a court consistent with his definition of the 14th Amendment. Now, if that happened, citizenship get taken from everybody, because prior to that, the only person that could have citizenship, you had to be a British white male. But we're going to go on and move through this thing a little bit more. You seen them there talking about Israel and the whole nine, and then that the Hodge brothers, they are a conservative channel. And I told y'all about the great divorce that's happening between the Jewish people and the white individuals. That has nothing to do with us, so we don't need to have our butt out there marching and getting in nobody's way, because they've been fighting for over 1,000 years, and I think the Jewish people, they tired of getting robbed. Okay, I'm about to play. I got 4 more videos for you, but it's about to be real deep, and then we're going to get out your way. Let me catch this comment right here.
He says, Deontay, here, we're past that. We want all our shit back, plus interest, gold, silver, and land for starters, and go back to wherever the hell they came from.
Oh boy, more in the comment section starting shit. More down there starting shit. We ain't gonna listen to nothing more. We're gonna play this video more on it. Oh my God, more starting.
As a matter of fact, one of Charlie's good friends, Alex Stein, texted me, said, man, I'm at the funeral. Stein is a good friend of mine. His dad, how many of these white Jewish people that got a love for niggas? His daddy was been a bail bomber for 50 years. No Pops, no Billy Ray Maddox, no every, the Douglases, the men, no every, Bobby Reed, no everybody. They out and gamble with the sheriff. And so that was my bail bondsman. Alex Stein, dad, that's my bail bondsman every time I go to jail. I ain't got to come with no money or nothing, nigga. The judge, so they started giving me no bonds because Alex Stein daddy was getting me out with no money. At first, I was using money to get out. They hit me with a $90,000. Alex Stein daddy started getting me out with no money. So they ain't like that. So that's why I started getting hit with the no bond. So these are my friends. Aiden Ross is my friend. So when I said that, homie, I hurt my friends. Just like I done said some shit about black people that hurt some friends. When I said some shit about Gilly's son, then my mama. When I said something about Lil Ronnie's son, my mom and family. So it's no difference. But I'm saying, man, who care about what I say? Look at what humans do to one another. So I'm saying, look at all these white people want to hate. They want to hate, but was so disappointed when they find out they can't hate their own. So Alex sent a message to Sane and Dewberry. Said, man, tell Charleston, man, you know, Charlie was a good guy and he really loved black people. He said, man, so I trust what Alex say. Alex personally know him. So, but I don't mean I'm gonna stop. It's a character. And it's a method to the madness. I'm standing on free speech no matter what I'm saying. There's no hate in my heart. I don't mean it. I'm saying white people done turned hateful. This is an instance where black people, no white people ever show compassion. We are just like our slave masters. We have become them. We hate like them. We eat like them. We like red meat like them. We like to be in cool air in the air conditioner where it's cold and cool at. We don't like to be in the sun. We like them, homie. We run from the sun like them. We done start putting sunscreen on like them. We get the same diseases they get, and we've never gotten the same diseases as white people.
Now, there's a precedence to this. Y'all understand the videos we've been doing as of late. Now, I showed y'all Thomas Sowell and things like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the words like this, that, and a lot of words we say in our slang was picked up from the antebellum South, but was transferred over from England, from that group that are classified over there as crackers and rednecks. So there is some precedence to what he's saying there and how we act at times. We have picked up a lot of things, and that has become a part of our culture as well. You know, I don't think the hate is in us like that, to that degree of how some can be, you know, but there's some precedence to that. But what I want to speak to, and I'm gonna get y'all comments if y'all ain't talking to each other, because you know how more he be getting shit started down there. But Thomas ain't got his shit started ass in here today, so it might not be that bad. But what I do want to state is the thing he said about the Jewish individuals that helped him. I'm from Black Bottom, East Side Detroit. When I was little, there was still Jewish people in our community in Black Bottom. There was a candy factory in our neighborhood, and all the kids would get together before, if y'all, I guess I'm showing my age here, before the Super Friends would come on, we would go down and sit on the steps of the candy factory. And I got taught that from my aunties and uncles. So every Saturday, I get up, go down that city, be a bunch of kids. The Jewish man will come out and give all of us candy. He also used to help people in the neighborhood. If y'all from Detroit, y'all know about Joe Mears. That's when blacks couldn't go up in there. But the owner hired my uncle. My uncle kept going to jail, and that man would keep going to get my uncle out of jail. When I started hustling, my pops up in Baltimore took me to his man, Richard Schwartz. His family was the first to start selling furs to blacks up in Baltimore. This man used to make Patti LaBelle furs and all that. He used to make my chinchilla, that chinchilla I got on my what's the name. He made that for me. But his grandfather was the first to start selling to black people. That man in that community does so much for black people. And I always take y'all back to the first Civil Rights Act, well, not the first, second Civil Rights Act, and how they teamed up with it. And I'm telling you, they coming back to line up with us, man. And that's how we're going to get reparations. I'm telling you. Let me get these comments, because these last few going to be kind of crazy. Okay. Drake, what's shaking with you, baby? What's up, Primo? I'm out here. Okay. Shout out Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What up, though?
Yeah.
From Detroit. That's what's up. Shit. Make sure you tap in with us, man. Subscribe, follow, and all that, man. We sure love to see you up in here, man. We be in here building. Preem be up in here. More, watch out for more. More is a shit star. More is a shit star. Watch out for him. You know what I'm saying? But you got Bruce up in here. We got Jacob. So I think this is Jacob's first time. We just had a troll up in here. I think we had 2 trolls up in, but we liked them too.
Yeah, they welcome. They're more than welcome.
Yeah, we like them too. They may learn something. Got baby mama up in here, so we be in here building, man. We be in here building. Happy to have you, bro. And y'all give me some thumbs and some likes out there, and some hearts and all that other good stuff. Pay attention to the subject matter and the new faces that show up.
Facts though.
That's why I love you, boy.
Yeah.
That's why I love you.
But you know we know. You know we know.
That's why I love you. Oh shit. You know what, more? I'm not reading no more of your comments. Everybody can see your comments on the screen. I'm not reading no more of your comments. I love you to death, but I'm not reading no more of your comments. You starting trouble. So everybody want to read your shit, can read it off the screen. What you got here? What's up, Jacobs? We have to take it in. Okay, build our own. To build, we need hey man, listen here. Watch that video I did. I did a video yesterday. Moore's up, man. Moore's up here starting so much shit. I started kicking his ass out of here. He took over the show. And Moore had me paranoid. I think he was gonna try to whack me or something, man, and try to take over and show up as new Primo or something. But yeah, yo, check that joint out that I did yesterday. Thought was busy, but I did that one by myself. Check that out, man. I think you'll find that interesting. You'll find that interesting. Listen here. I don't even know who you is no more. Hey, more, there go your man. There go your man. Now I'm gonna tell you now, Butch. I'm about to be talking more about our friends, the Jewish people. Don't get your blood pressure up. Don't get your blood pressure up. Because I got the facts. And we just had a troll in here that bust up in here trying to cause some ruckus, but we had to straighten it out because we like them too. But I'm happy to see you was able to slide up in this thing. See, you see Butch up in here, baby mama. Okay. We got Drake back. Okay, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
For sure. We appreciate you.
And hey, when you at work or if you riding, turn this thing on, man. Turn this thing on. And just let us kick it with you. Let us kick it with you. That's what's up. Appreciate you. Okay. That's everybody getting shout outs and all that good stuff. Okay, we're gonna get to these last four because y'all about to get started. I can tell right now. I got almost all the troublemakers in here today. Thought.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, we got 3 more we're gonna slide on. It's about to get thick. I really want you to pay attention, Butch, so you don't be. And I'm saying this in a joking way. You don't be looking for my ass later on. Here we go.
That's Stephen Miller, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, speaking at Charlie Kirk's memorial. His words closely mirror a 1932 speech by chief propagandist for the Nazi Party, Joseph Goebbels, called The Storm is Coming.
We are the storm.
Goebbels was a key architect of the Holocaust and Hitler's close confidant. He used the stark dichotomy of good versus evil to justify Nazi superiority, galvanizing the base for revenge against perceived enemies through a religious moral framework. Stephen Miller rallied supporters using the same language.
That fire burns with a righteous fury. We are on the side of God.
Goebbels also demeaned critics, portraying them as subhuman and dangerous, just like Miller.
Those trying to foment hatred against us, you are nothing. You are wickedness, you are jealousy, you are envy, you are nothing.
Miller, Vance, Trump, RFK Jr., and Hegseth all used Kirk's death as a basis for building a movement and permission structure to crack down on the left in the US. And they did it by framing Kirk's killing as not the responsibility of just the shooter, but anyone who criticized Kirk or the Christian nationalist movement. They painted him as a martyr in a spiritual war between good and evil, using divine framing to cast retaliation against entire groups as righteous. And all of it echoes what Nazis called a holy war against Jewish people, queer people, black people, people with disabilities, and political dissidents, as they used Nazis' death as martyrs to elevate their cause. And their movement thrived under poor economic conditions as Germans looked for an enemy to blame their problems on and someone to save them.
Okay, we're gonna move straight to this next one.
Even let's say that somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy, they look like Satan.
Now listen, that video there, he goes on to say some most things about black people. Like that we ain't never been accused of some of the stuff he's saying. But the one saying look like Satan, now how do Satan look? That's crazy. But
yeah, wow.
But what you seeing between the former video and his last video, it talked about this certain group of people and the hatred. The hatred, but it's a different day today. Now understand, this ain't for all people. And to be honest with you, it really ain't for nobody that's around on our level. This stuff is for these elites and stuff they doing through, because at the end they trying to rob us all. They don't give a damn what color we is.
Facts.
Just to be real, you know what I'm saying? But this last video that I'm gonna play, I need y'all to pay attention to. The Jewish people were robbed for a long time, but they also lived in ghettos. They were kicked out of countries and all that because they would try to get their money paid back to them and different things of that sort. We're now currently in ghettos. We were also some of the richest, or if not the richest people on earth. But after their experience with the Jews, they made sure no one else would have any money. And they would own it all. And they tried to take it from the Jews. I don't know how they survived so long. But that's the reality. Now I'm about to play this video. I'm going to get y'all comments after this. I'm going to play this video because I know y'all going to have something to say after y'all see this. And this is going to be more proof of what I've been telling y'all. And this is more proof of what the book that Bush need to get and read or listen to and that I've been telling y'all, that more been telling y'all, y'all need to read, because the facts is all there in this book. What's happening now, the same structure's going down. You know what I'm saying? This is another one of the covers right here. You know, so I'm gonna leave that there. But now we got to play this last one. Please pay attention to this. After this, I'm gonna come get y'all comments.
The history of Jews in medieval England. There were no Jews in medieval England before 1070, and in 1070 William the Conqueror invited Jewish merchants through Rouen to come and settle in England. However, there were big issues. They couldn't trade in certain industries, they couldn't buy land, and they primarily came to basically lend people money. Henry I, the Jews were given a royal charter, and this meant that they could travel around the country without paying tolls, and also they could buy and sell goods. For much of the 12th century, Jews generally got along with their non-Jewish neighbours very well. How there were a couple of spats, such as under Stephen I's reign, a Jewish man's house was burnt down. This is because a Jewish man refused to basically pay the king the money he wanted. However, by the end of the 12th century, Jewish safety was at risk. For example, during Richard I's coronation, some Jews went to give basically patronage to Richard I. And what happened was basically they were kicked out and weren't allowed in the ceremony. For the rest of the 13th century, Jews continued to be persecuted. And under Edward I, they were expelled from England. Many of these Jews ended up moving to Poland, where they had protected rights.
This is a map of all of the history of the expulsion of the Jews in Europe. They've been like, I have never seen a minority being kicked around this much, right? And of course, this comes back to the whole idea about the original sin, that you have betrayed Jesus Christ. The blood of Jesus is on your hand. And then comes the 11th century. At that time, Jewish people were not allowed to own land. They were just peasants. Even some of the professions were not even allowed to participate in. But they were allowed to do one thing, usury, money lending, because it was prohibited by the Catholic Church to engage into that. So what happens when you work in money? You get richer, right? And those Jews lived in ghettos. Now, ghettos was not just like isolated neighborhoods in cities. Sometimes ghettos were outside the cities. This is like how isolated they were. And in those ghettos, they have to pay gold to the mayor or the governor or the prince or the noble. So they would see, you're getting richer. I need more taxes. So they pay tax. What happens when you have a business and they increase your rent? You increase your service, increase the taxes. So what happened? The Christians started to default. And suddenly, the image of the greedy Jew was created.
At least y'all see that I don't be making stuff up. But like I said, if y'all had the book, y'all see how to make it, because you'll know exactly what I be talking about. You would already see how it's forming and everything. Let's get to these comments. You got something to say off that thought?
I was just saying, like, there is historical precedence and not like a one-off. Like, no. There's a 1,000 years of it.
Yeah. Facts. Big facts. Okay. Yeah, man, that's right, Bush. I forgot to tell you, Preem was up in here. I'm glad you seen him, though. Peace to you. Said peace to you too, Deep Thought. Matter of fact, let me put this up here. Make sure my man. Oh boy, I don't even want to know what that means.
No, that was referring to the one clip.
Oh.
The, where you talking about inviting them into the church.
Oh yeah, that I just threw that in there just for some crazy. I had a real crazy one I want to throw in here, man. This y'all have been laughing off of it, but it was a serious subject, so I didn't want to take it too far off. But I had some crazy ones. Yeah, he is Jewish. He is Jewish. But, and I'm gonna say this. How can I say this? People expecting this thing to go one way, Butch. But I believe it's a Kansas City switch gonna be pulled at the last minute. And some folks gonna be shocked and they're gonna be real upset.
And that's gonna be all they need.
And And that's why I keep saying, don't think. Everybody
this
listening.
ain't for you.
It's not for you, but don't think and don't get to tripping because them troops is coming up in the cities. Because it's happening for a reason. And I don't think it's the reason. I'm pretty sure it ain't the reason that we being told. Because if that Kansas City switch get pulled, and the way that I'm thinking it may happen, you better look at their history.
And the crazy thing is, everybody's like, "Oh, look at what they saying," right? But everything else, everyone's like, "Oh, don't trust nothing they say." So why would you trust this one thing they saying?
All facts. You know what you're talking about, Supreme?
Yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting read. We ain't gonna touch that though.
Exactly. That's why if I was reading faster, I'd have took that damn thing out quicker than that. Hey, Butch, don't you get to starting that mess. You and Moore here together. Usually you start that mess with me only. I see you coming out with both. You didn't pull the six shooters out.
Right, he came out Yosemite Sam out the gate.
Yeah, man. Whoa. But that's love, man. Hey, listen, man. You got something you want to say, Thought?
Oh no, I'm good. I think this one just said everything.
Oh yeah. I don't even know. I'm scared of you. Like Preem said, hey, he's like, yo, Primo, and Thought everybody that come in ain't a troll.
Facts.
You know. So hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all. You know, give us some thumbs up and some hearts. I know this was kind of deep today, but this is Thought cooked this up, man. Thought cooked this up, and then he just let me in on it. We came and laid that thing down for y'all today, man. So I see y'all kicked it up in with the chats with each other. That's always a good thing. We always happy to see people fall through, whether they trolling or not, or whatever the case. They get a chance to learn something and see it ain't nothing but love up in here.
Yeah,
but we
for
trying
sure.
to
Conversation is always welcome.
Conversation, man, and that's the one thing that this country is not doing, and that cost Charlie Kirk his life because people don't want to have conversations no more. They don't know how to have conversation. That's just so unfortunate. Yeah, man, since you done moved down to Vegas, man, you ain't been kicking it with your folks no more. I know you down there getting the money, but damn, fall in and kick it with your folks every now and then. For sure. No word about you, of course. The real reason for the troops is yet to. Yeah. I'm glad you see it. Appreciate you, baby mama. For sure. So yeah, I want to leave y'all with this one particular video right here. And as soon as this video play, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go straight off. So subscribe and all that other good stuff. Follow, thumbs up, hearts. And as I always tell y'all all the time, my good people, we got next.
You thought you was...
This is a special message. If you know, you know.
You thought you was special. You really thought you was special. Who told you you was special? You thought you was special.
Facts.